I remember the exact tone she used. Not angry. Certain. The kind of certainty that only comes when someone believes leverage will always work. She was standing in the kitchen, scrolling on her phone, barely looking at me. She said it casually, like she was ordering coffee. If you don't buy me a Rolex for my birthday, I'm going on a girls' trip to Miami and I won't pick up the phone. A test. An ultimatum wrapped in perfume. I looked at her, really looked. The woman I had been funding, forgiving, explaining away to friends, the woman who had learned that my silence meant surrender. I smiled, calm, soft. Have a blast, I said. That was the moment she lost everything. She just didn't know it yet. We weren't always like this. That's the lie people tell themselves to stay longer than they should. The truth is more inconvenient. We were good once, not perfect, but real. I built my life with her in mind, paid off debt that wasn't mine, put her name on a house I bought, took pride in being dependable. I believed partnership meant carrying weight quietly. And she noticed. She noticed how I stayed calm, how I avoided conflict, how I fixed problems instead of threatening. She mistook discipline for weakness. The Rolex was never about the watch. It was about proof. Proof I would comply. Proof she could escalate without consequences. Proof my boundaries were imaginary. Miami wasn't a vacation. It was punishment. A disappearance designed to make me panic. Except I didn't. The betrayal didn't arrive all at once. It leaked in through details. A second phone she never explained. Credit card charges that didn't match the stories. Late nights delivered with rehearsed excuses. Then came the message. A screenshot preview lighting up her tablet while she was in the shower. Can't wait till Miami. He's clueless. No names, no context, no need. Something in me went still. Not broken. Not angry. Focused. Pain is loud. Planning is quiet. I didn't confront her. Confrontation is for people who still want apologies. I wanted clarity, control, closure on my terms. For 3 weeks, I became a stranger in my own home. I spoke less, watched more, copied documents, mortgage, title, bank statements, saved messages she forgot to delete. I met with a lawyer during lunch breaks, framed as estate planning, changed passwords she never knew existed. That's when I learned something important. The house was legally mine. Her name was on nothing that mattered. Sentiment had blurred lines I should have drawn years ago. I corrected that. I listed the property quietly. Cash buyer, fast close, no drama. While she packed bikinis and rehearsed lies, I packed truth into folders. The morning she left for work, she kissed me on the cheek like everything was normal, like she hadn't threatened me with absence, like loyalty was optional and respect was negotiable. I waited 30 minutes after she drove away. Then I moved her clothes into suitcases, makeup, jewelry, everything she brought into my life, everything I paid for, neatly organized, no rage, no damage, just removal. The locksmith arrived at noon. New locks by 12:30. At 1 o'clock, I walked into an authorized dealer and bought the Rolex she wanted. Stainless steel, clean face, heavy on the wrist. It felt earned. By 3, the for sale sign was in the yard. Sunlight hit the glass, and for the first time in a long while, I felt something close to peace. She came home at 6. I wasn't there. I watched through the security feed as she tried her key once, twice, harder. Confusion turned to panic. Then she saw the sign. Her phone lit up with missed calls to me. I didn't answer. I sent one message. Your bags are packed. Your trip starts early. Check the porch. She opened the door and saw her life reduced to luggage. That's when she screamed. Not at me, at the realization that control had changed hands. The confrontation came later. A cafe, public, neutral, her idea. She arrived frantic, eyes red, words already loaded, accusations, tears, promises, threats, the usual rotation when manipulation stops working. I let her finish. Then I slid the folder across the table. Messages, dates, Miami plans that weren't just girls, financial records, legal notices. Her hands shook. I didn't raise my voice. I believed you, I said. That was your advantage. You abused it. She asked about the watch. I smiled. I bought it, I said, For myself, the fallout was efficient. No drawn-out battles, no shared assets to fight over. The house sold within weeks. I moved without leaving a forwarding address. She tried to spin the story online. Victim narratives don't survive receipts. Silence does more damage than shouting. She lost friends who learned that proximity to chaos has consequences. I gained sleep. Now, sometimes, when I'm alone, I catch the reflection of that Rolex. And I'm reminded of the moment I stopped being managed and started being free.